Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to talk about the fashion of Tupac Shakur, which recently, basically, we can see it all around young people, teenagers specifically. They're wearing Tupac shirts, right? Like Tupac sweaters. Tupac has really come back as a fashion statement, which I actually find a little bit ridiculous because I think these people don't even know who Tupac was, right? And you can see a lot of these people with like the shirts, right, where like the poem, like a poem that Tupac wrote is on there, or something about Tupac and Tupac's face, right? And people are buying these shirts. So I was reading this article as to why that is, and I guess they say that it's because of nostalgia and just the fact that like the 80s and the 90s has kind of come back in like a weird ass way. Like, I think the 2010s and the 2020s, it's kind of hard for it to have like a real, like it's hard for it to come up with something new, right, in fashion or just in general with like movies or series, right? Like they were talking about Stranger Things and how, like, a lot of series are actually based on nostalgic themes, like from the 80s and the 90s. So it's hard, I think, for people to really come up with something new, something innovative, right? Like they use things that have already been used in the past. And Tupac was a rapper in the 90s, right? And there were many other rappers in the 90s. So my question was like, okay, yeah, the nostalgia argument is, it could be, right? And they made another argument, which was that it was because of the, what's it called? Um, because people now accept rap more than before, right? So rap used to be underground, especially in the 90s, but now it's like more mainstream, so people accept it now, which I think is kind of a lie. I don't really buy that. I don't think more people are into hip hop. Or if they are, again, they're doing it because of fashion. I don't really think they're genuinely into it. So this has always been the problem with fashion and trends, right? People follow fashion trends because other people are doing them, right? And maybe some people that do them have a reason why they're doing it, but the rest of them are just like sheep, right? They're just following the trend just because it's popular or it's what's trending in the moment, right? Excuse me. So, yeah, the problem with all of this is that, well, back to the article, there wasn't really an explanation that I found like real. So then I started investigating, and I was like, well, okay, why Tupac, right? Why is Tupac's clothes in particular? Why Tupac? Why not Biggie? Why not like Mobb Deep? Why not all these other like 90 rappers that were famous, right? And in the 2000s, I found out Afeni Shakur, which is Tupac Shakur's mother. I got into Tupac in the 2000s, right? He died in 1996, but the reason that his music was, up on YouTube and people were talking about Tupac in the 2000s, right? It was because of Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mother, along with the Tupac Amaru Foundation, the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation. They came up, they basically made a campaign, right? So Tupac wouldn't lose, how would you call it? So Tupac would remain relevant, right, in the 2000s. And that's why his music was popular again, right? And people were listening to it. So his mother, a Capricorn, pushed this, worked for this, right? And she continued to, put his music out. I think she released like a lot of Tupac's unreleased albums as well. And then she died in 2016. So I know that's why his music was popular again after he died, right? So you know the whole Tupac story, the whole biography, his crazy life. Then he ends up getting killed, right? All the conspiracy theories that go along with it. It's all pretty interesting. It's all pretty, yeah, it's like movie material, right? So it's interesting. His music is good, especially if you are actually into hip hop. And then she dies in 2016, and then guess who takes over? I believe her name, I may spell this incorrect, is Sekyiwa Set Shakur. Her nickname is Set. And you can look her up on like Instagram or online on social media. And she is basically she's I think the stepsister or the half sister of Tupac Shakur. And now she's the one that's pushing fashion, right? She's the one that's making all these deals with people, with companies, so that his shirts and his clothes are out there, right? Because Tupac is a brand, basically, at this point. And there's no problem with that. You do you get your money, you get your work done. But the problem are the people, right? The people are just wearing Tupac Shakur's clothes, like Tupac on my shirt, Tupac on my sweater, and I bet you they don't even know who he is, right? And especially nowadays when people get canceled for whatever. I mean, if Tupac were alive right now, he would probably get canceled, right? If any of you know who Tupac is and how he was, he didn't give a fuck. So he would probably be getting canceled. People would probably be like, oh no, I mean, he had sexual assault charges. He shot an off-duty police officer. I mean, they don't know the man, right? He wrote some nice songs. He wrote some good poetry. He was an activist, right, for human rights, for African American rights. His mom was part of the Black Panther. I mean, he's a complex individual. But I bet you if you walked up to the average person, to the average teenager wearing a Tupac shirt and just asked them, who is that? What do you know about his life? What do you know about his work? What do you know about the good and bad in him? I bet you they wouldn't be able to say anything. I bet you they would just say, I just got this because, my friend had a shirt similar to this and I liked it. Or because it was at my at the store where I usually buy my clothes at, right? So I just buy whatever is trendy, whatever's popular, whatever's on sale, or whatever is on at the stores, right? And that's the problem, right? People don't think. People just do things without thinking, without having a reason, without having any motivation, right? They're like brain dead. There's nothing going on in their little head, right? They're just following trends, and they're following these trends blindly, right? That's the problem here. I know this video may be a little bit of a rant, but I just kind of wanted to express that because it's actually becoming a trend to see these shirts now. Where like a lot of teenagers are just wearing these Tupac shirts, and you're like, what the fuck? You don't even know who that is, right? Like, do you know who that is? Do you know what he did? So yeah, I just thought I'd share that. I don't know if any of you have seen this. If you have, let me know in the comments. Express your opinions, your thoughts. Do you think that's okay? Do you think people should not follow trends just to follow trends, and actually have a criteria, a personal criteria as to why they like the things they do? Or do you think it's okay for people to just like things just because, right? What do you think? So that's all I got for this video. Thank you for staying till the end, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.